Stop scrolling, stop overthinking, stop letting your mind betray you. Right now, in this moment, your thoughts are trying to pull you into a storm. Fear, doubt, regret, anger, swirling violently like dark clouds on a turbulent sky. But what if I told you you are not your thoughts? That those clouds, no matter how heavy, will drift away if you simply shift your gaze. For too long, your mind has been the battlefield where negativity wins without challenge. Every worry, every "I can't," every replay of past mistakes has been fueling an invisible cage around your potential. You feel it. You feel the weight of it, like carrying water uphill, like trying to breathe in smoke. You're exhausted, frustrated, angry at yourself. And yet, inside you, there's a quiet voice, a spark that refuses to die. That spark is your stoic power. That spark is your mind waiting to be rewired. Today, we will dismantle the lies your thoughts tell you. Today, you will learn the 7 Stoic rules to destroy negative thinking, not temporarily, not superficially, but at the root. You will reclaim authority over your mind, sharpen your clarity, and step into the quiet, unwavering strength that only a disciplined soul can know. These rules aren't fluffy advice. They are mental armor, forged by the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, tested in the fires of modern life. You will walk away with tools to stop the endless loops of anxiety, the obsessive self-judgment, the emotional chaos. You will breathe, reflect, and reframe. You will learn to accept reality without resistance, detach from unnecessary suffering, and cultivate the inner calm that repels negativity like iron to a magnet. Take a moment before we start. Tell us where you're listening from, and one virtue you're striving to strengthen today: wisdom, patience, discipline, or courage. While you do that, hit that like button and subscribe, because the path to mastering your mind begins now, and you won't want to miss a single step. Rule number 1: kill negative thinking before it takes hold. Your mind is a battlefield, and thoughts are your soldiers. Most march quietly, disciplined, loyal, serving your purpose. But the negative ones are traitors. They whisper lies, paint disasters, replay your failures, and convince you that you are weaker than you truly are. If you hesitate, if you entertain them, they grow, they recruit more soldiers, and take over your inner kingdom. Rule 1 is simple but brutal. Strike immediately. The moment a harmful thought arises, recognize it, name it, call it what it is: a cloud in your sky, not the sky itself. This is the essence of Stoic power, understanding that you are not your thoughts, that negativity is not a verdict on your life, but a signal demanding correction. The practice is subtle yet profound. When a harmful thought surfaces, pause, breathe, ask yourself if it is true, if it is useful. Most often, the answer is no. Detach. Observe the thought as if it belongs to someone else, a character in a story, not you. Repeat this enough times and your mind learns that negativity holds no authority over you. You reclaim the throne of your consciousness. In modern life, this rule is everywhere. A critical email, a social media post that triggers envy, a mistake replaying endlessly in your mind. Pause, breathe, intervene, reframe. If someone cuts you off in traffic, do not let the first thought dictate your emotions. Instead, rule your mind. This is out of your control, and your peace remains your own. This is the essence of Rule 1. Be the commander of your internal army, not its prisoner. Rule 1 is liberating. The moment you stop feeding negativity, you stop feeding suffering. The storm may rage outside, but inside, you create calm, clarity, and authority. You become the master of your mind, the ruler of your thoughts, the architect of your life. Rule number 2. Accept reality, not fight it. Life has a way of striking when we least expect it. Plans collapse, relationships fracture, opportunities vanish, and in those moments your first instinct is to resist. You argue with reality, rail against fate, demand fairness from a universe that owes no one anything. Yet every second spent fighting what is, every ounce of energy spent in denial, multiplies your suffering and clouds your clarity. Rule 2 is simple in principle but profound in effect. Accept reality, do not fight it. Acceptance is not weakness, it is not surrender, it is power distilled into its purest form. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that obstacles are not barriers but guides, that what stands in our way becomes the path. Every challenge, every disappointment, every failure is a teacher disguised as adversity. To resist is to remain blind, trapped in the turbulence of emotions and frustration. To accept is to see clearly, to act decisively, to direct your energy where it truly matters. Imagine standing at the edge of a raging river. You can fight it, build walls, thrash against the current, exhaust yourself until you collapse. Or you can step into the flow, feel its direction, understand its rhythm, and navigate with precision. That is acceptance. It does not mean you relinquish action, it means you act from a place of clarity rather than chaos. The river flows regardless, but your ability to move with it or against it determines the shape of your life. In everyday life, acceptance manifests in subtle ways. Traffic jams that would otherwise ignite rage, a harsh word from a colleague, a failed project, a delayed plan. When your mind whispers, "This isn't fair," pause, breathe, recognize the situation without judgment. Focus on what is within your control and let go of what is not. The energy you save by stopping resistance becomes the force that moves you forward. Clarity replaces chaos, calm replaces anxiety, and strength replaces frustration. Acceptance transforms your perspective. The losses you feared become lessons. The obstacles you resented become stepping stones. You begin to see life not as a sequence of punishments, but as a flow of opportunities for growth and mastery. When you practice this rule consistently, resistance fades, your mind sharpens, and you reclaim authority over your inner world. The storms around you may rage, but within, you are unshakable. To live by Rule 2 is to cultivate the heart of a Stoic warrior and the mind of a spiritual creator. You learn that reality is not your enemy, that control begins from within, and that true freedom comes not from shaping the world, but from mastering your response to it. Acceptance is not surrender, it is the ultimate act of power. Rule number 3, detach from outcomes, own your peace. The world is unpredictable, people change, circumstances shift, plans collapse, and yet most of us tie our happiness, our sense of worth, and our peace to these ever-moving targets. You chase outcomes like a wind-blown leaf chasing the storm, believing that if the results are right, you will finally feel whole. This is a trap, a slow poison, and Rule 3 exists to cut it at the root. Detach from outcomes and reclaim the invincible calm of your mind. Detachment is not apathy. It is not a refusal to care. It is clarity. It is the quiet power that allows you to act without being enslaved by the results. Epictetus taught that it is not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. The project failing, the missed opportunity, the harsh word, these are neutral. It is the meaning you attach that shapes your suffering. When you detach from the outcome, you act with full engagement, but your energy is not scattered across what may or may not happen. Your power remains in the present, where it belongs. Imagine a bowman aiming at a target. He draws the string, steadies his breath, releases the arrow with precision, but he does not curse the wind for moving the target. He focuses on the action, not the result. This is the practice of detachment. You commit to excellence in effort and intention, and you release attachment to the result. Peace is born in this release, a calm impervious to external chaos. In everyday life, detachment transforms everything. The pressure of perfection dissolves. The fear of failure fades. You can speak honestly without obsessing over approval, pursue goals without losing your inner equilibrium, and respond to challenges without reactive tension. You see that the outcome is not a measurement of your value. Your worth is inherent, unshakable, and independent of circumstance. Owning your peace does not mean ignoring reality. It means cultivating an internal fortress that is unaffected by its turbulence. You focus on what you can control, your effort, your integrity, your presence. Let the world turn as it will, and yet your mind remains a sanctuary. The storms rage, the results fluctuate, but your calm, your clarity, your sovereignty, these are yours to command. Rule 3 teaches that freedom is not in controlling the uncontrollable, but in mastering the self. When you detach from outcomes, you no longer give your power away to the whims of chance, opinion, or expectation. You step into life with quiet authority, unshakable confidence, and the serene awareness that peace is not granted, it is chosen, maintained, and defended within. Rule number 4, master your energy, not external events. The world is chaotic. People act unpredictably. Circumstances shift without warning. Every day, external events attempt to hijack your focus, your mood, your clarity. Traffic, arguments, deadlines, disappointments. They bombard you like waves against a fragile vessel. Rule 4 exists to anchor you. Master your energy, not external events. Your power is not in controlling what happens around you, but in mastering what happens within. Energy is your true currency. How you carry it determines how you move through the world. A calm mind radiates influence even in chaos. A restless mind amplifies suffering even in ease. The Stoics understood this intimately. Epictetus said that our happiness is not governed by events themselves, but by the choices we make in response to them. Your energy is sacred. It cannot be lent to anger, fear, or distraction without consequence. Every mismanaged thought is a leak. Every surrendered moment is a surrender of sovereignty. Imagine a fire burning inside you. External events are gusts of wind. If the fire is weak, the wind extinguishes it. If the fire is strong, it burns undisturbed, steady, unwavering. Your inner energy, the fire of focus, calm, and presence, is what shields you from chaos. When you learn to cultivate it, you no longer react impulsively to provocations. You no longer scatter your power on the petty, the trivial, or the uncontrollable. In daily life, this mastery becomes tangible. When someone criticizes you, your energy decides whether it becomes anger or calm observation. When setbacks occur, your energy determines whether despair or resolve rises. When life feels overwhelming, your energy decides whether you collapse or center yourself and take action with clarity. Mastery is not about escaping external events. It is about refusing to let them dictate your inner weather. This rule also teaches presence. Energy flows where attention goes. By training yourself to focus on what matters, to act deliberately, to preserve your mental and emotional vitality, you expand your influence without wasting effort on resistance. Your thoughts, your breath, your awareness, these are tools for shaping your internal environment, regardless of external turbulence. Rule 4 is transformative. By mastering your energy, you reclaim authority over your mind, your emotions, and your life. You become a fortress in motion, calm in chaos, decisive in confusion. The storms of life rage around you, yet within, your fire burns steady, your presence unwavering, your inner command absolute. Master your energy, and you master the world, not by bending it to your will, but by bending yourself toward wisdom, clarity, and unshakable peace. Rule number 5. Embrace setbacks as teachers, not punishments. Life will knock you down. It is inevitable. Projects fail, relationships fracture, opportunities vanish, and sometimes the blows come all at once. Your instinct is to resist, to curse your luck, to see these moments as punishments for some imagined failing. Rule 5 tells you otherwise. Setbacks are not punishments. They are teachers. They are the universe's way of refining your character, sharpening your judgment, and awakening your resilience. The Stoics understood that adversity is not an enemy, it is a mirror. It reflects your strength, exposes your weaknesses, and forces you to confront what lies hidden in your mind. When a failure occurs, your mind will scream, "Why me? This isn't fair." But the truth is, fairness has little to do with it. Life does not bend to your expectations, it bends to your attention, your perception, and your response. The setback itself is neutral. The lesson you extract, the growth you claim, is where the power lies. Imagine a mountain climber encountering a jagged cliff that blocks the path. The easy reaction is panic, despair, or retreat. But the climber who sees the cliff as a teacher, studies the rock, finds footholds, and discovers new ways to ascend. Every setback, every obstacle, every failure is a cliff, and you are the climber. Your response transforms difficulty into strength, frustration into ingenuity, and despair into resolve. Modern life delivers these lessons in subtle and relentless ways. A business deal falls through. A friend betrays you. A personal goal is delayed or denied. These moments sting, yet they carry essential wisdom. They force patience, sharpen discernment, reveal true priorities, and cultivate humility. The setback is not the punishment. Your resistance, bitterness, and self-pity are the chains. Release those chains, and the lesson becomes a gift. The practice is in perception. See the setback as a guide, not an enemy. Observe the discomfort, acknowledge the loss, and ask yourself what this moment demands of you. Every failure, every unexpected challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. Resilience is forged in these moments. Patience is nurtured, and inner authority is claimed. Rule 5 transforms suffering into mastery. It teaches you that life is not about avoiding failure, but about extracting wisdom from every twist, stumble, and collapse. The storms of adversity no longer terrify you, they instruct you. You learn to bend without breaking, to navigate without fear, and to rise stronger every time the world seeks to test you. Embrace setbacks as teachers, not punishments, and you walk the path of the Stoic warrior and the spiritual creator, unshaken, unbroken, and unwavering in your journey. Rule number 6. Cultivate detachment and contentment. Most of the world is enslaved by desire. People chase possessions, approval, status, and fleeting pleasures, believing happiness lives in what they lack. Yet the Stoics knew the truth. Peace is not found in accumulation, it is born in detachment and contentment. Rule 6 commands you to release attachment to outcomes, people, and things beyond your control, and to anchor your joy in the strength and serenity of your inner world. Detachment does not mean indifference. It does not demand that you abandon ambition or care for others. It means freedom. Freedom from the chains of expectation, from the tyranny of envy, from the constant turbulence of craving. When you are detached, external events may shift, opportunities may vanish, circumstances may betray you, but your mind remains unmoved, your heart remains steady, your energy remains whole. Contentment is the companion to detachment. It is not passive resignation. It is the recognition that what you have, what you are, and who you are becoming is enough. Gratitude blossoms naturally from this awareness. You no longer seek validation in the world because your foundation is within. A detached mind observes the chaos without panic. A content heart embraces the moment without longing for what is not. Together they form armor against the suffering that comes from unmet expectations. Imagine walking through a marketplace filled with noise, temptation, and distraction. The world presses endlessly for your attention, your desire, your energy. A person without detachment becomes frantic, restless, lost in the hunger for more. The one who masters detachment moves calmly through the crowd, untouched by the chaos, serene in motion, able to choose what serves their soul and ignore what does not. This is the power of cultivating inner contentment. In everyday life, detachment and contentment transform the ordinary into mastery. You no longer allow social media, gossip, or comparison to dictate your mood. You can celebrate another's success without envy, face loss without despair, and pursue goals without clinging desperately to outcomes. Your focus sharpens, your clarity deepens, and your energy aligns with your purpose rather than scattering to satisfy fleeting cravings. Rule 6 teaches that happiness is not a destination to be chased. It is a state to be chosen, cultivated, and defended. The world may attempt to steal it with disappointment, distraction, and desire, but when you practice detachment and contentment, you reclaim sovereignty over your mind and heart. You are free, you are calm, you are the Stoic warrior, the spiritual creator, moving through life with unshakable serenity, rooted in the eternal power of presence, purpose, and peace. Rule number 7. Build internal authority and emotional sovereignty. Your mind is a kingdom. and your emotions are its governors. Too often we allow fear, anger, or anxiety to dictate policy, letting every external event rewrite the rules of our inner world. Rule 7 demands a revolution. You must become the sovereign of your thoughts, the authority of your feelings, the ruler of your inner domain. This is not control for control's sake. It is mastery, presence, and freedom. Internal authority begins with awareness. Every emotion is a signal, not a command. Anger does not demand action. Fear does not demand retreat. Sadness does not demand surrender. When you recognize that you are the observer and not the subject of your mind's storms, you step into sovereignty. The power lies not in suppressing emotions, but in choosing how to respond to them, deciding which impulses guide your actions and which pass unnoticed, like clouds drifting across the sky. Emotional sovereignty is forged in the fires of self-discipline. When someone provokes you, you pause and respond with purpose instead of reaction. When life disappoints you, you feel the sting, honor the pain, and act from clarity rather than chaos. When anxiety threatens to unravel your focus, you breathe, center, and reclaim your calm. Each choice to act consciously, rather than instinctively, strengthens your internal authority and expands the boundaries of your freedom. Imagine a captain steering a ship through a violent storm. Waves crash against the hull. Wind rages. Lightning splits the sky. The storm is uncontrollable. The captain cannot change the ocean or the clouds. But the captain can hold the wheel, adjust the sails, and navigate the vessel with steady hands. Your mind and emotions are the ship. Your sovereignty is the captain. No external chaos can claim power over you unless you surrender it. In practical life, this rule transforms every interaction, every challenge, every decision. You no longer allow criticism to wound, misfortune to dishearten, or others' opinions to sway your peace. You act from alignment, integrity, and wisdom. Your presence becomes magnetic, your decisions deliberate, and your energy unshakable. You operate from a place of internal authority where fear and doubt are advisors, not tyrants. Rule 7 is the culmination of Stoic mastery. When you build internal authority and emotional sovereignty, you claim the ultimate freedom, the freedom to choose your response, the freedom to preserve your peace, the freedom to shape your life regardless of circumstance. You become the Stoic warrior and the spiritual creator, unyielding in presence, unwavering in judgment, and unstoppable in purpose. Your mind is no longer a battlefield. It is a sanctuary, a fortress, and a throne. You reign within, and through that reign your life flows with clarity, strength, and profound inner power. You have walked through the fire. You have faced the storms within your mind, and learned the 7 Stoic rules that destroy negative thinking and rewire your inner world. You learn to strike down harmful thoughts before they take hold. You learn to accept reality without resistance. You detached from outcomes, owning your peace. You mastered your energy, letting external chaos slide off you like rain from a polished shield. You embraced setbacks as teachers, not punishments. You cultivated detachment and contentment, finding joy within rather than chasing it in the world. And you built internal authority and emotional sovereignty, becoming the ruler of your mind and the master of your destiny. These rules are not abstract philosophy. They are a practice, a discipline, and a way of life. Each one is a step toward freedom. Each one a key that unlocks clarity, focus, and inner strength. Life will continue to challenge you. Storms will rise. People will disappoint. Opportunities will vanish, but none of this can touch you unless you invite it in. Your mind, your energy, your peace, these are yours to govern, and no external event has the power to take them without your consent. Now carry this knowledge with deliberate action, move through your days with awareness, observe your thoughts, regulate your energy, respond with intention, and let your life reflect the mastery you cultivate inside. Know that the strength of a Stoic warrior is not measured by what happens around him, but by the calm, unwavering command he maintains within. Know that the heart of a spiritual creator is not in seeking, but in grounding, shaping, and directing energy with purpose. Take a deep breath and feel it. The power to change your mind, your emotions, and your life is already within you. Every rule you learned today is a tool, a shield and a sword ready to defend your peace and sharpen your clarity. Step forward with courage. Step forward with wisdom. Step forward as both the Stoic warrior and the spiritual creator you were always meant to be. If this message ignited something within you, show it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your journey in the comments. Let the world know you are choosing mastery over chaos, presence over distraction, and sovereignty over surrender. May your mind remain clear, your energy steady, and your spirit unshakable.